Hello, everyone, and welcome to this new edition of Message of Hope. And today I have the pleasure, directly from Sweden, to be with Suzanne Lång, who joins us from Gothenburg. Welcome, Suzanne.
Thank you for having me. Nice to be here.
Yeah, and Suzanne is a leadership. She works in leadership and development and as a coach. And she also has her own company. And 4 years ago, she came across the three principles on which all those little interviews have been based. So, like I said, welcome and thank you, Suzanne Tak, for agreeing to join us today. And I will ask you the infamous question. And is all this having this understanding? How does that help you in time of stress or different circumstances, right now, COVID? How does that help you?
Well, it's helped so much, in April of last year, or March, April, where everything started to fall down, I really started to get serious. I had to close my company, and because everything just from 2 days, it just, everything was just canceled. And had I not had this understanding, had I not known that it is not the situation, but it is me who's creating the feelings about it, my thinking. I would have really been sad. I've been working on it for a long time, and just within the space of 2 days. So that saved me so much frustration and sadness, and I've just been able to have the best year ever, actually. Yeah, I really have. It's been hard. It's been very different, but knowing that nothing outside of me could really affect me except the way I'm thinking about it, is just saved everything. Yeah, it's just made it really easy. And now, yeah, so that's, and yeah.
But you
So
said 4 years ago when you came across this understanding, it changed your life. Can you tell me a bit more about that?
yeah, I've been, I've been about 21 years ago, once again, my life, everything kind of fell in, and that's when I went into therapy and I started studying, and I've been studying everything since then, spirituality and psychology and theology, and just been very interested in my own development. And one of the, um, that's why I work with what I do, because I really wanted other people, when I started seeing that, even 21 years ago, I knew that it was my thoughts, because my therapist said one thing. He says, just because you think it doesn't mean you have to believe it.
Mm.
And that was a big changer for me. I never even had that thought. So throughout all these years, I knew it was thought, and I educated myself. I became a coach, and I became an NLP, because NLP was also with the thinking and all the time. And A Course in Miracles, I've been a Course in Miracles, and that's all about thought as well. It's very about thought. But it never really occurred to me until I heard Sydney Banks articulate it, that, my thinking is creating all of my feelings, that I am constantly living in the feeling of my thoughts. And when I heard that, everything that I had been wondering about and how to explain, and just kind of fell into place, and it just made sense. Everything just made sense. And lots of things didn't make sense anymore. There was no reason to be NLP anymore. There was no reason for lots of things, because this just took the place of everything and made just life so much simpler.
That's
Yeah.
that's why you called it the missing link.
Yes, and it really was for me. And it was, and yeah, it really was. And then I went back to the things that I've been studying before, and especially A Course in Miracles, or these spiritual understandings, and just, that's what they've been saying the whole time, but I never got it. It never went in like it did with the three principles. And so, yeah, it just changed everything, changed my life, and it just messed up everything as well, because I didn't know how to explain that. And so so it was really just all consuming and life changing in so many ways, and everything. Yeah, being a mom, it's changed me being a mom. It's changed me being with my company, the way that I saw my company, the way that I saw my customers, everything. But I think one of the biggest things was the way I could see my daughter, and how our relationship, and not that it was bad, but it just changed everything to amazing. That's what it did. It went from good to amazing. Yeah. So
Oh, that's great. How old is your
yeah,
daughter?
she's 18 now. She's
Okay.
18 now. So yeah, she's yeah, and she gets it as well. And she's been, I've been, when she asks, I haven't been pushing it on her in any way, but when she asks me, she becomes very interested. And so she's done like reports for school about stress. You asked about stress, and she, and out from a 3P perspective, and yeah, interviewed, yeah, people in the 3P, and it was just, so it's just lovely. And she can even see, I hear her all the time, how she, even with them having been on distance, they're studying on distance, they have to sit at home, but she sees that it's her own frustration, that it's not really the situation, that when she does get frustrated or sad or thing, it really is the thinking about it, because sometimes she is, sometimes she's not, and it's always the
Mm.
same situation. Yeah, so
We
yeah.
all do that.
Yes, we all do that. Yeah, but the difference is that now I know what I'm doing it, and
Mm.
that's, so your question, what that is the big difference, is because now I know what's happening. Before I just, just get thrown, but now I really understand that it is my thinking, and that that makes it so much easier to handle, because I know it's going to go over, and yeah, yeah,
Mm. And it's
yeah,
good for your daughter. I wish I had this understanding. Like my kids are in their 20s and they're already out of the house. No, by the time I came to this understanding, and it's a matter of, I wish I knew then what I know now.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. And I still wish I had it when she was even younger. It would have just made such a difference in so many things in her life and my life. And it's just such a gift, this understanding. It's just such a, um, yeah, it is a gift, seeing things the way they are, like that. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, it makes life easier. Yeah. Don't have to, because I'm into, no, same as A Course of Miracles and NLP, and no, looking at what, no, what makes, no, what's the reason behind it? What's the belief behind it? And now we don't have to do anything.
no, no. One of my favorite things, was Brene Brown when she came out. I don't know if you know her.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, shame, and that was her vision to start a global conversation about shame. And I loved her, and I did everything there was about her. But then, well, like even that, when I came to the 3 principles, shame and guilt and vulnerability and courage, it's all thought. It is all thought. So even that was all of a sudden not on the cards anymore. So it just changed. It really was a paradigm shift, like in this true sense of the word, because it changed the way I saw everything. Yeah. So it's really interesting.
Yeah, makes life easier.
Yes, it certainly does, in every way. In every way. Yeah. Yeah. It does. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Suzanne, for your wisdom
Oh, thank
and
you.
your message of hope, because when people do see that it's only their thinking, no,
Yeah.
it does bring
Yeah.
hope.
Yeah. And I work with people who are unemployed. I'm a coach for unemployed people right now as well. And, this is really something, it really does give hope. It's a hopeful thing. Yeah. So I didn't mean to start up again, but it
No, no,
really,
go ahead, go ahead.
no, but it really is it is filled with hope. And when people just get a glimpse of it, that's what I hear most often in my coach. Oh, this is very hopeful. That's a hopeful, so, yeah. So, and a message of hope, a message of, what did you call this? A message of, what is it?
Message of hope.
Oh, it is a message of hope. I mean, it is just really, that's exactly what it is. It
Do you
really
have
is.
an example of one person,
Of one person.
of
Uh,
one of those unemployed? Because like probably same thing in Sweden that is here. Now, where I live, we're still in lockdown and we still have curfews.
okay.
And some people do lose their job because of, well, the
Yeah.
type of work that they do. So yeah, so can you give me an example of one of those
Yes,
people?
I can. Because all of them, what I always start talking about is that, because they're always blaming COVID, COVID, all because of COVID, and I'll never get a job because of COVID, and damn COVID, it's the cause of the end of everything. And
Mhm.
right there, right there, I can help them. But it can't be COVID, because if it was COVID, then everybody would be feeling that way. And just that one little thing. So there's lots of little examples, just starting with COVID. COVID cannot be the cause of how we're feeling inside, because if it was COVID, then everybody would be feeling a different way. And nobody is. Everybody has their own perception of it, just as life before COVID as well. So just that is very hopeful, when people just see, oh my gosh, I'm doing, oh, okay, and yeah.
Yeah, because if it were COVID, like some people lost their job and they say, oh, COVID, like you said, COVID, that I will never find. And others says, yeah, maybe now I can do whatever I wanted to do in my life, but I didn't have the courage to do it beforehand. So same situation, but just two different way of responding to the same situation. So it cannot be COVID.
Cannot be COVID. Same circumstance, no difference. Yeah. So, and from one day to the next, we're always up and down. One day it's nice to be home, and the next day it's, I can't be home anymore. And yeah, so it's just, it really is a game changer when we see that we are doing that ourselves. Yeah.
Innocently. No, nobody gets up in the morning and says, I'll dig myself into a hole today. Innocently.
Yeah, so innocently. And I did it for all these years, and I still do. I still fall in, but it is innocent. It really is innocent, because we haven't been taught, we haven't seen that before. We have not been told.
Yeah, because we've been told from a young age, oh, what makes you feel this way?
Yeah.
To look.
Yeah. Look at what you're doing to your brother. You're making him feel so sad. Oh yeah, why? Yeah. You're the one who makes me angry. You're so mean to me. And that's what, but innocently, again, because it looks that way. It always looks that way. It really looks like you're hurting me. It looks like you are causing my feelings, hurting my feelings, and with your words. Yeah. So it's, yeah. Imagine all the fights that we could save if we could just, all the sibling rivalry we could save. Gosh, all that suffering. Yeah. So it is really, but we have hope. We do have hope, because.
And there's more and more people tuning in to that understanding.
Yeah.
It will be life, world changing.
World changing. Yes. Yeah, it will be. So thank you for doing something like this. This is what makes a difference as well, when people hear it. So kudos to you. Wow.
Well, thank you.
Really.
And if people want to know more about you or want to get in touch with you, where can they find you?
I have a homepage. It's Suzanne Lång, SUZANNELANG.com. And there's everything, what I do and contact. Yeah.
I will write it down. So
thank you.
Thank you, Suzanne, for your wisdom. And I wish you a good rest of your day.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, and take care. Have a good week. Or this week. Yeah. Okay. Bye.